Right now you're 80 meters below ground level. I'm sitting in front of you. My name is Filippa Ek, and I'm a diver. This is the place where we warm up. Before we dive in, I usually try to go aside to a place like this, where I can sit quietly for a while, gathering my thoughts. That's what I'm doing now. I can't be scared. That's when it gets dangerous. We're in southern Dalarna in an old iron mine, which is not in use anymore. The mine in Tuna Hästberg was closed in the 60s. One day the pumps were turned off and the mine was filled with water. Up here it doesn't look much to the world, but beneath us a paradise for mine divers stretches out. This is one of the world's best mines for diving, and many people come here every year. I think it's because the water is so clear and there are so many things left to discover. We rebuilt the old lift to transport our equipment. There are many kilos to drag. The staircase is long and your thighs can burn quite a bit when you walk down, and especially up again. You don't want to forget anything. Now we are standing on a platform at water level. I was born not hearing, and I communicate using sign language. Down here, that's not a disadvantage, but rather an advantage. Using sign language makes it possible to speak underwater. The person who just jumped in is my boyfriend, Martin. He can hear, but has learned to use sign language. A lot of people wonder why we do this. It's sometimes hard to explain to the people around me. They think it's dangerous, but sometimes you just have to follow your heart. Now you're 115 meters below ground, or 35 meters underwater. I'll take the lead. Behind me, by the sign that says Eastern Western, there's a shaft where you can swim another 400 meters deeper. No one has ever dived that deep here. The extraordinary thing about diving here is everything is so well preserved. The water is really low on oxygen. Things stay here forever. Martin puts out markers on a wire that stretches through the tunnels. The markers are there if something goes wrong, so that people can find us, or so that we can find our way out. From here we have another 6 minutes of swimming to get to the surface. If something happens, that can feel far. We've made this trip many times, me and Martin. But now we're going back up. My meter shows that we have been down here for about 35 minutes. It's time to head home. The temperature down here is around 4 degrees, both in the water and in the air. In a dry suit it's warmer, but after a whole day of diving, or a whole weekend as this time, you're exhausted when you get out of the water. Another dive done, and it'll be nice to come home. But first, I just have to drag myself up the 410 steps back to ground level.